Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. Happy New Year. This is the first Unfuck Your Fitness podcast episode of 2023. Crazy. I am so excited to be talking to you today, though. One thing that I love to talk about and coach my ladies about and teach you and dive into is how to actually get results. I think that the whole premise, given the name of this podcast, Unfuck Your Fitness, like that's what we're doing here. And so getting your results is something that I love, something that I specialize in. And I'm excited for this year's episodes because this is what it's going to be about. And today's episode is going to be no exception. We are going to be talking about how to actually see results in your fitness journey in 2023 because, like I just said, this is the first week of the new year. And if you're anything like most people, I think you have set a New Year's resolution to become better, probably lose weight or to get more fit or to be more healthy or to work out more or some kind of fitness goal in there, hopefully. And not only a fitness goal of, looking smaller or weighing less but like getting healthy, getting fit, paying more attention to yourself, more self-care, whatever that looks like. Hopefully you have set some New Year's resolutions. I personally don't love New Year's resolutions because I found that I didn't hit them. I found that I would think about New Year's resolutions that one day that I was writing down my goals, I guess. And then I would tuck them away and I would never look at that piece of paper again. So I thought, what is the point of making New Year's resolutions? But that's not to say that they're bad. It's just that you have to make the resolution and then you have to set the goal and then you have to make these baby goals and you have to have a plan. Otherwise, there isn't really any point. It is good to reflect on last year and to know where you want to go in the upcoming year, and to take a look at what didn't work and to figure out what did. But obviously the action is where that magic happens. And so that's what I really want to talk about in this episode because that's how you're really going to actually see the results. So I have 3 C's, 3 C words for you today, on how to actually get results, how to actually create the change that you are looking for, how to actually, I'm not going to dive into this episode on how to exactly set a goal and then reverse engineer those goals into actually hitting them. I'm not going to get into the details because you can quickly become overwhelmed with the details. And if you don't know the big picture, like what you're actually aiming for, the little details don't really matter. If you set the wrong big goal for yourself, it's unachievable, or you're just setting a goal that is, let's just say your goal is to lose weight, right? That's a good goal if you have weight to lose, but if that's a very broad goal. And so to reverse engineer a goal of okay, by, I want to lose weight, that's very basic. What does that mean? So to set a wide goal like that, there's no way to just, how am I going to lose weight? What does that actually look like? And so there's a lot more that goes into goal setting, to making them specific, measurable, all those things. And we're not going to get into that in this particular episode because if you get lost in those little goals, it becomes really overwhelming. And so there's a couple things that you need to focus on first. And so the first C word is consistency. This is the number one way you will actually succeed. I know. You want me to say something that's more tangible, something physically that you can do. You probably want me to tell you which foods to cut out and tell you what foods are making you fat and telling you why this isn't working and why the number on the scale isn't moving. But none of that matters unless you're consistent. So I really want to drive home that consistency should be your word for the year. Period. If you think about 2022, we're just coming out of it. Were you even consistent? I mean, probably not. Most of us are not consistent in really anything. If you're consistent in anything, it was probably the things that are making you feel like you're overweight, or feel like you're lazy, or feel like you can't do anything, or feel like you suck at things. Like you're consistent at the things that you shouldn't be consistent at, basically. But were you consistent in your fitness program? Were you consistent with workouts, or did you jump around from diet to diet? Did you go from trainer to trainer? Did you just go to the gym on occasion? Did you just kind of half-ass it? Did you cut out certain food groups for a while? Did you do all the things basically in 2022 that you've done your entire life? Nothing changed in 2022. If that's you, then that's bad, but it's also good, because if you realize that, yeah, Christy, I just was not consistent at all, then that's good. Going forward, you know that you need to be. And consistency is simple when you figure out all those little details. When you have a plan that you know will actually work, when you have a plan that you can actually stick to, consistency it's like a dream. I say that, so I know that sounds crazy if you're someone who's not consistent, but going from someone who is in my workout journey anyway, started with basically at nothing, and then went to Beachbody programs where I thought I had to be perfect, not even consistent. I thought I had to be perfect, and I couldn't be perfect, and I couldn't even be consistent, because I felt like if I missed one workout, or if I did anything wrong for that matter, I had to start over. I felt like a failure. So going from basically doing and knowing nothing about health and fitness to diving all in and trying to be perfect, to figuring out that middle ground to where I can now be consistent, like sickeningly consistent, you guys, over the last few years. I can tell you that it's so simple, but you have to have a plan. You have to see the end game. You have to change your mindset and all of those things. But I just want you for right now to really understand that you are going to have to be consistent. No more of this jumping around from diet to diet, trainer to trainer, going to the gym on occasion. You need a plan for like the entire year. And this is why I've actually recently done some restructuring of my programs to come out this year, because I want to better help my ladies be committed for the long haul. And a couple episodes ago, talking about the 3 phases of fitness, I got so many DMs and so many responses saying that episode was such a mental game changer for my ladies, to see how, because most of the time we're used to doing a 30-day challenge or a 6-week program, and that's great. I don't love 30-day challenges, but a 6-week program is fine. But if you don't know what you're doing after that 6-week program or that 12-week program, or if you don't know what you're doing for the rest of the year, what's the point? What are you doing? You're going to buy a 6-week program. You're going to do that 6-week workout program. Maybe you even stick to the nutrition plan for 6 weeks if you're like a living miracle. But what are you going to do after that? What's your plan? Like, you need a plan for like the entire year. So go back and listen to that 3 phases of fitness, because I had a couple people reach out to me and they're like, that's how you plan for the entire year. That's how you understand you're going to get the body that you want, because I have it now mapped out for the entire year. I understand. I go into a maintenance phase, and then I go into a fat loss phase, and then I go back into maintenance phase, and then I go to a muscle building phase, and then I go back to fat loss. Like, you can see that happening. And I know that kind of can sound a little crazy, but to be honest, it's really simple. And if you find something you can be consistent with and it works, then you can plan that for the entire year. So consistency, not perfection, freaking consistency. It'll change your life. And if you don't have consistency this year, you will not see the changes that you want to see. The next C word is commit. You need to commit to something as far as health and fitness goes for 6 months, you guys. Then you will see changes. 6 months. I actually wanted to put a year. In my notes, I wanted to type out, you need to commit to something for a year. But I realized that might be a little crazy. But that's really how I feel about it. even, my ladies see a lot of changes in 12 weeks, and that's amazing. And that's a really, really good place to start. And that can be, breaking down the 6 months. If we say, okay, this is your 6-month plan, you're going to do let's say you're one of my clients and you're going to do this winter shred series that just started for 3 months. You're going to do the spring shred series for 3 months. That's 6 months. If you're going to commit to those 2 programs, you will have so much knowledge, so much support, so much accountability. Your life will seriously have changed. Your mindset will change. You will have confidence. You will know what the workouts look like. You will see your body changing. Your clothes will be fitting different. Like, that's a game changer. And along with that, if you're in those programs, you don't have to worry about a dang thing. You pay for the program, you show up, you do the workouts, you hit your macros like I tell you to, and like that's it. And if you just commit to that for 6 months, then you will see changes. You can't commit to something for 30 days and expect to see huge changes. What is cutting out bread or cutting out carbs for 30 days? Really think about that. What is that going to do for your body? I see those they're going to be popping up right now on social media, these stupid challenges of cutting out sugar and cutting out bread and cutting out everything that freaking tastes good, basically. Like, what is that going to do for you? Literally think about it. Yes, you're going to detox your body and maybe stop some cravings for a little while. But at the end of that 30-day challenge, you're going to high five your friends and be like, yes, that's awesome. Want to go get some dinner and some cake and some drinks to celebrate? Like, what is the point of that? There's absolutely no point of that. Not even for 4 weeks. And I would say not even for 6 weeks. I'm not going to be providing my 6-week program for very much longer because it just takes longer than that. Does it work? Absolutely. Does it teach you the basics? Absolutely. Do my ladies love that program? Yes. Have I struggled with wanting to keep it because it's a killer 6-week program? Freaking yes, absolutely. And I might have some challenges here and there where I kind of throw maybe a confidence challenge for 6 weeks where we work on your mindset or your confidence or whatever, that kind of thing. But I really, really want you to commit to, 12 weeks minimum. But I really want you to understand that you're going to have to commit to something and be consistent for 6 months for you to understand how this is going to work. And so this is a huge shift. You have to change your mindset here. In 2023, this is a new year. You're going to have to change your mindset and understand that this freaking takes time. You're not going to be able to cut out food groups. You're not going to be able to cut out starches and sugars and alcohols and see, you're able to do that, but you're not going to be able to do that and see the results that you want to see. Did that work for you last year when you cut out the carbs for 30 days last year? Was that life-changing for you? I'm kind of joking, but really, did that change your life? Did you lose all the weight you wanted to lose? Did you really learn a lot about fitness and now you understand everything? The diet world makes sense after you cut out carbs for 30 days? I don't think so. In fact, you probably felt like shit that entire 30 days. So don't do that. Why would you go back and do something that you did last year and the year before and the 12 years before that didn't work? Stop it. Stop doing that. Make a change physically, make a change mentally, commit to this and be consistent with this for at least 6 months, and you will start to see results. You will not only start to see results in 6 months, but you will look back and be like, I am a completely freaking different person right now. And how cool is that? 6 months from now is summer, you guys. There's no better time to feel confident in yourself than freaking summer. So this is it. Start now with these changes. And the third C word, just said, change. So consistency, commitment, and change. Those are the things you need to work on in 2023. Write them down. Consistency, commitment, and change. You need to change your habits. You need to change your mindset, and you need to change your thoughts. And I'm just as much saying that to me as I am to you. You have to change your habits. And this is a good time to do a little habit audit. Go back and look at what's not working. If you are spending your time doing things that are not driving you to your goals, it's time to stop. I saw something the other day that was basically if you have a hard time telling people no, right? I'm too busy today to do that, or I don't have enough time to do that. Saying like, my day is full. My day is already full. I can't help you with this project or this event, or I can't help you. I can't do that because my day is full. My month is full, or my life is full, for that matter, whatever you want to say, kind of putting a positive spin on it. I know I used to really struggle when people would ask me for help with an event, or can you make, a snack for this event? And yes, obviously, sometimes I still say yes, but I really struggled with wanting to be able to do it all until I looked back and really saw where I was spending so much of my time, and it was really draining me. And so do a habit audit on literally, where do you spend your time? Go through your day and just think about all of the things that you do. Probably scrolling social media will be a huge one, and I do that as well. But changing your habits. So audit your habits and see which ones are not serving you. And then moving forward, what do you need to do? And if you need to get in one of my programs where I need to tell you what to do, that's fine. Most importantly, you're going to have to change your mindset. And the way that you do that is by how we've already talked. You need to start committing to something for a longer period of time, 6 months minimum, and you need to be consistent. That's your mindset. It's no more cutting things out. It's no more trying to be smaller and shrink yourself. It's no more trying to be weak and eat less. It's all about more. You're going to be able to eat more and lift more and be more confident and feel better about yourself. It's changing the mindset there, and then literally changing your thoughts of how this works. What that looks like is basically how you thought this worked, and kind of how I've already talked about. If you think that, cutting out the carbs and doing these 30-day challenges and cutting calories and doing keto and Weight Watchers and counting everything and all of the things you've tried, insert here all of the things you have tried to lose weight that didn't work. If that's how you thought it worked and it didn't, you have to change your thoughts of how this works. And let me break this down for you. This is the honest to God truth of how this works, meaning you become happier and you become healthier. Your hormones are functioning properly. Your metabolism is functioning properly. You can lose fat. You can lose weight. You can tone up. This is how it works, okay? Fat loss happens by nutrition. It doesn't happen by a calorie slashing. It doesn't happen by cutting carbs. It happens by hitting your macros, eating the right amount of food for your body, not mine. We don't eat the same amount of food. You and I, we eat different foods and we eat different amounts because we are different humans. So fat loss happens with your nutrition, AKA macros. Body change happens by your workouts. You will not be toned if you are doing cardio, running at the gym, and eating like a freaking bird. Salads and cardio will not get you toned. So body change happens by your workouts, lifting weights. Lasting change happens with your mindset. So you have to be hitting your macros. You have to be lifting weights and doing some cardio a little bit if that's within your goal range. That's what I'm here for. And lasting change happens by mindset. That's your new thought process. And if you need to write that down and stick it somewhere, so be it. I know cardio is a hard thing to break yourself of just doing cardio. I know lifting weights is a hard thing to realize that you won't look like freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger if you start doing squats. I know that it's hard to think about eating more food, but that's how it works. And I tell you that because that's exactly what I had to do. I had to start lifting weights and trusting myself there and seeing my body change. And I freaking loved it. And then I had to start getting my macros in line. And that was hard because I got to start eating potatoes and bread and Oreos and rice. And that was hard because those things were off the table for me. I thought they were bad. So I had to change my mindset. And once I started lifting weights, I had my macros in line. Then it naturally caused my mindset to change. And I felt so much better about myself. I was seeing results. I knew that it worked. It was simple. And I was able to commit to that long term. And it was because of the commitment that I had to changing. Like I wasn't happy with what I was doing. It wasn't working. So if you weren't happy with what you were doing in 2022 and it wasn't working, your only choice is to change. And you have to commit to that. You have to be consistent. So those are the 3 C's. I know this is so helpful for you. I'm so excited. I was just going to say, I hope this is helpful for you like I usually do, but I know this was helpful for you. And so I am excited to hear your feedback on this. Again, this is the first week of the new year, and I don't want you to go into that all or nothing mentality of cutting out everything and I'm changing my whole life today, because that's not going to work. So remember, go slow, long term. If you need anything, I am always here to reach out to me. My social media, my email is always open. I'm always here to explain this in more detail and help you. That's literally why this podcast was created. So I know you learned so much from this episode. I would love it if you screenshot what's on your phone right now, share this on your social media, tag some friends who need to see it, tag me. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.